This is the dung beetle. It spends its whole life pushing a ball of poop across the ground, backwards, with its face in the dirt. It's the lowest job in all of nature. It's also the only animal on Earth we've ever caught navigating by the Milky Way, the actual galaxy. So it makes no sense at first. Why would a bug rolling poop ever need to read the night sky? Let's start with the ball. A dung beetle finds a fresh pile from a distance downwind, purely by smell, then packs a chunk into a smooth, round ball, sometimes bigger than itself. That ball is its food, and later its nursery. The female lays one egg inside, so the baby hatches already sealed in a lifetime supply of dinner. Here's the problem. Every other dung beetle is sitting right next to that pile, and every one of them would rather steal a finished ball than build one. So the moment a ball is packed, the whole thing turns into a robbery. The beetle's plan is to get out of the crowd fast, and the fastest way out is a straight line, in whatever direction points away from the mob. And it rolls that ball with its back legs, front legs on the ground, head pointed straight down at the dirt. It's rolling the most valuable thing it owns while doing a handstand, facing the wrong way, never once looking where it's going. Which leaves it one real problem. How do you roll a straight line when you can't see where you're headed? The answer is that it stops looking down and starts looking up. The dung beetle steers by the sky. In the daytime, it lines the ball up against the sun. At night, it switches to the moon. And on a dark, moonless night, with no sun and no moon, it steers by the faint glowing band of the Milky Way itself. It can't pick out a single star. It reads the whole smeared stripe of the galaxy as one line of light and rolls along it. That last part sounds too strange to be true, so researchers went and tested it. First, they glued tiny cardboard hats on the beetles to block their view of the sky, and the beetles just wandered in aimless circles. Then they carried the whole setup into a planetarium. Under a projected Milky Way, the beetles rolled dead straight. Switch the galaxy off and leave only scattered stars, and they lost the line completely. So it clearly reads the sky. But how does a bug that small take a reading at all? You can actually watch it happen. Before it rolls, the dung beetle climbs on top of its ball and turns one slow, full circle up there, like a tiny lighthouse. That circle is the beetle photographing the sky and locking in a direction to roll. Knock it off course, and it climbs back up and does the whole spin again to reset. The same ball works as air conditioning too. On ground hot enough to cook its feet, it climbs up onto the cool, damp poop and waits the heat out. And you really don't want to run low on dung beetles. When Australia brought in millions of cattle, its local beetles took one look at the soft, wet cow pats and refused to touch them. The dung just sat there, whole paddocks of it, breeding flies by the million. The fix was to ship in better beetles from overseas. Over about 20 years, they released more than 1.5 million of them, purely to deal with the poop. The dung beetle runs the same kind of star navigation that ships once used to cross open ocean, and that migrating birds still use today. Real, working, celestial navigation in one of the humblest animals alive. And the whole reason it evolved is to get a ball of poop away from a mugger. Ancient Egypt watched this same beetle roll its ball across the sand and decided the sun was a giant ball too, pushed across the sky each morning by a beetle god named Khepri. They made the dung beetle a symbol of creation and buried it with their dead. 4,000 years early and accidentally right. It really does steer by the sky. So that's the dung beetle. It reads the light of an entire galaxy so it can get a ball of poop home before the neighbor grabs it. If you like watching a small animal turn out smarter than it has any right to be, the goldfish is supposed to have a 3-second memory. That whole story is a myth, and that video is already up on the channel, So go give it a watch and subscribe while you're here.